All right, kids, let's take a look at basically creating a web page from the start. So I just right click, new. I don't know if you have this on your school computer, so you may have to search for, text document. It ends in .txt. You may have a search down here. It's called Notepad. You could just open up Notepad. You want to use Notepad. You don't want to use Word or anything else like that. Now, there is a program you can use called Notepad++. It's a separate program, and it's installed on the computer at the school. However, I want you guys to swim at the deep end first. All right, so pretty much all code operates the same way under the same physics. Think of it like this. Think of it as like you're learning Spanish. All right, there's vocabulary that you need to learn, and you need to be able to string together sentences. Honestly, I kind of think that programming should become, something like a foreign language, where if you take a language in school, you can say, I took JavaScript, and that would count. So one of the things about a web page, and I'm going to show you, this is from like 2005, 2006. We currently have HTML5, but I cut my teeth on HTML. So it still works. It's not, any big difference. So the one thing you have is you have these little carets right here, or brackets. And what you want to do is you start off HTML. Now there's always good code and bad code. So what you're going to see is me doing bad code, because you do stuff called like a title, and this stays within the web page, and it actually titles the web page up here, but we're not going to play with that right now. So you have HTML, HTML. So that little slash right there makes all the difference. And you have to make sure you do this. No spaces, no anything like that when you do these, otherwise it's going to break. And I'll show you ways that it'll break. So one fun one that I like to do is called a marquee, and I'll show you what that looks like when we're done. And I can put hi there. And then you close marquee. Spelling does count, otherwise it's not going to know what you're doing. So you open, this is called an open, and this is called a close. And in between here, you put in your text, and there you are. So once you have something created, from Notepad you go File, Save. File, Save As. There we go. And I just put it on my desktop. So you change the file extension to .html, and you save it. Close Notepad. Here it is right here. So it's going to open in Chrome. And there you are. So it's opened up in your browser, and it's crawling across. Hi there. Now, don't get confused. This is not online. This is not a functional web page you can find online. And you can kind of see it tells you the path at which that document is there. So it just says hi there, and it rotates across. Now, what you can do, well, let me break it. Let me show you what you can do if you break it. So let's break HTML, see what happens. So what I did is I just broke it, or I put a couple spaces in between there. Okay. Anytime you make a change, hit Control S. Just get in that habit. Made a change, Control S. Made a change, Control S. Because when you go to look at it again, and you got to reload, still works. Let's break this sucker. It might still just work. I don't know. Maybe I can't break it. Control S. Reload. Yep, broke it. The marquee stopped working. So it just says hi there. So go back to the text document. So I guess within here, it's not really on anything. It may be unnecessary to do this with the HTMLs. So if I put, say, font size equals, trying to remember, this is all off the top of my head. I don't know if I do direct quotes like that. It'll probably break. Let's see. font size 14, and then obviously when you give it a command, you got to close font, and it has to happen within the marquee. It can't happen outside the marquee. So you want a marquee, and you want the font size to be at 14, and hi there. Now you may be like, oh, I don't know what 14 looks like. Well, okay, save it and take a look. And you got to reload. Hi there. There it is. So it did work. Cool. Let's get ridiculous. So 42. Control S. Reload. All right. So I guess there's a threshold. So you could do different stuff. Tables are kind of cool. This like in old school web design, you'd have to create tables, and that would sort of create margins within because when you have a web page, you don't want the text like all the way across the screen like that. So you create a table. Whoops, broke my own rule there. Table, and I just do a closed table. I give myself lots of spaces. Spaces in between, like you can have this and this, like all the way down there. It's not going to make a difference. So any spaces you put in between here, it's not going to actually do like a return. It's not like a text document or anything like that. So if you try to create a new paragraph, it's not going to know that. So if you put, or I'll demonstrate it. Let's do this. So I'm going to select this. I hit Control C to copy, Control V, Control V, Control V. Let's make it ridiculous. All right. So let me finish up this table. So it goes TR, I just remember it's TR, TD, TR, TD, close TD, close TR. And so it's table row, and table column is actually because TR table row, so those are your rows. And then TD is table column, but they didn't go TC, I guess. I guess that's where they drew the line. So let's see, let's put the marquee inside the table. Control X, Control V, and let's see what this does. I'm curious. Here's your table. There's all your hi there's. And then here's your table running. Now, the table is mushed all the way this way, in which case you go back and you center the table. So you tell it to center before you tell it that you want a table. I mean, this just takes practice, and really it's just the logistics of language. It's like Spanish, French, Portuguese, English all come from Latin. So you have a derivative language that these four languages come from. So when you say like, the word no is consistent across all languages. The rules are pretty much the same too. And so basically think of it like when you code, the physics of coding are all the same, whether it's JavaScript or Java or something like that. It's just you got to basically know the different language and tell it what to do. So let's see, we put it in the table, we center the table, make incremental changes. If you center, see what that does, and then go back. Because if you dip too far down into your code, you make a change, 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 save it, it breaks, you don't know what you broke. Let's do a reload. There it is, centered. And I'm going to have to, I can't remember, let's see, table. Let's put a border on it. I always like to put a border on the table so I know where it's at. Equals 1. And the different numbers give it different types of borders, different lines and stuff like that. Control S. Let's see. There's the border right there. There is a way to expand this out and make it a certain size, so you can put your text in here and then you have a table. Basically, I mean, this is all off the top of my head. So, I mean, I didn't memorize this stuff and I don't use it all the time, so I'm out of practice. But one cool site that I used was W3 Schools. And if you do like www3 Schools, you'll pull it up. It's a pretty, I mean, it's been around since 1998, so it's a pretty popular site. You click here, learn HTML. It's actually gotten a lot better. So this is HTML5, and really, if you want to, you want to learn HTML5. Header is what goes up top when you have the web page. Well, Chrome doesn't display it. Title, and then body. I never use all this. And then kind of like in Word where you have your headings, you do H1, H2, and it arranges it. And then a paragraph. This is a paragraph. So this is good code right here. This is bad code. But it gets the job done. So there's good code and bad code, and all code has bad code. But this is like, the feeding yourself, This is, I can't feed myself. This is, you are able to feed yourself. This is basic stuff. So HTML basic, you can find elements. Let's go, putting in quotations. Here's tables. Where'd tables go? There we go, tables. So if you want like different colors and stuff like that, try it yourself. It gives you the code. So honestly, what you could do is I just Control A. Oops, I don't want to select all of that. So we already have the body and the HTML, so I'm just going to copy over the table. That says HTML table. I'm just going to do the table. Control C, and within my HTML, I'm going to blow out these marquees. Control V. There's the code that I copied over. Control S. You also want to name your file. Sometimes you do different stuff to it. So you go web page 1, web page 2, things like that. You want to keep the where it says new text document. You're going to want to keep it all one word. So really, the web page should be at worst new _ text _ document. You want that continuity in text. Otherwise, it's when you go to post it, it'll break because URLs are all strung together. And when you put that file up there, it's going to look at it, and the file name is going to be broken, and browsers aren't going to know what to do with it. Let's see. So I saved it, and I'm going back to my thing, and I hit reload. And yeah, it's all chunked over here. The color's missing. I don't know why the color's missing. Well, anyways, TR, it says TH, company, table header, and then these end up being the cells. So, I mean, if you wanted to, so if you copy this over, but you want to do a different table, let me put the border in there so you can see what you're looking at. Because you could always take this out later. But I just like to add it in, so for a visual. Control S, go back, let's see. There you go. So there's the border. And, everything in here is like really, you could put cell padding in. That probably tells you like how to do that somewhere. Adding a border, collapse borders, adding cell padding. Try it yourself. And so it looks like copy the code, Control C. Okay, so they put in instructions right here. The width 100 takes it to the So if you, here, I'll show you how to do that. Okay, now I remember how to do that. All right, let's first put this element in, make sure it works. So that needs to be up by HTML. Control V, and let's see if this works. Oops, reload this guy. It didn't. All right. Let's go back. Table elements. Okay, that's what happened. There we are. Got to copy all this stuff over. Control C. Control S. So when you copy this stuff over, I mean, you kind of teach yourself. And so let's see if it breaks. It broke. All right. So basically, since I'm breaking it, it's probably because I'm missing code somewhere. But if you have, I mean, stealing code is stealing code. HTML doc type, head style. That's probably what it is I need to put the open head, close head. Control C. So I'm going to blow everything out. Control A. Control V. Control S. Reload this guy. Yeah, see, everything's gone. And so with everything in there, how I taught myself is I would break stuff. Okay, like on a table, you take out this guy right here. Let's see if country's still there. Let's see what happened. Yep, got rid of that guy right there. And you can get rid of, different stuff in there. Color is a thing, so it's a hexadecimal, meaning here's your hex right here, hashtag, and then it's usually like a 6-digit number. TR, nth, child, even. I mean, I couldn't tell you like what that actually means. I'm not that awesome at this. So border collapse width 100. Let me see something. Let me see if I can center it. Center. Close center. I know you're like probably, I mean, you could probably fast forward through. I mean, it is a video. Probably kind of painful having to listen to me figure this out. But this is coding, really. Okay, so put a command in there to center it. Now, how do we know that it's actually centered? Is let's change that 100 to 80. So you're basically bringing in the margins. Let's see what this does. Yeah, there we are. See? Brought in the table. It didn't bring this in, though. So you probably need to put a center command around that. Let's see. HTML table. Center. Close center. HTML is like training wheels. I mean, honestly, this is, if you want to get used to coding, do some HTML, break stuff, and then, JavaScript is pretty good. There's cool things you can do. Let me see. Gotta close this beast. Close this guy. Let's see. Putting in images. Images are tricky too because you have to tell it where the image is. And so when you upload you upload a web page through what's called FTP, File Transfer Protocol, and it's a separate program. You have something called like FileZilla, and it'll do it for you. Even before that, you got a host, but I'm not going to get into that. One of the things you want to do is create a new folder, label it website. Oops. Websites. Okay. Let's say you close out everything, so you're done with this. You can rename this whatever you want. So let's rename it homepage 1. .html. take this guy, create a folder, put it in the folder. And when you want to open it, you go open with, choose another app. Ooh, fancy. More apps. Really? Oh, here we go. Notepad. Okay. There it is right there. And you can edit. So you open this beast up. There you go away. Open this beast up. There it is. And there that is in any edits you make. So that's how you reopen it after you close it. And that has that new file name. Let's go. So if you do images or something like that, you're going to want to create a new folder. Call it images. So basically, well, when you put in the code, it'll show you how to do that. So any image you have, you just stick in there and make sure that the image name, I don't have any. Oh, here we go. I love this one. Bring me 2 of every animal. He's cooking. Anyways, this is all. PNG is probably the best. You could do JPEG, but PNG is the smallest compression. It's usually the gold standard for putting. So I'm just going to copy it. Control C, Control V. It's the gold standard. Oop, didn't work. There it goes. Yeah, copy. No, move here. It's the gold standard for putting images on the internet. So that's in there. So that's where you refer to it. That's where you refer it. And then all you do is when you do an FTP upload, you just upload that entire folder and you're good to go. That's basically it. I mean, this kind of just starts you off playing around. Just explore HTML, play with the pages. But just get used to coding. Get used to fixing, like breaking something, fixing it. Copy code in, play with it, see what it does, and all that stuff. I mean, you can do all kinds of weird stuff, all kinds of funky stuff. So just, play around, try to break stuff. It's kind of fun, I guess. Any case, I'm going to go ahead and stop this video, and that's it.